The Gospel according to Mark, chapter 5, passage 2, healing of a woman and raising of a girl. When Jesus had again crossed over by boat to the other side, a large crowd gathered around him while he was by the lake. Then one of the synagogue rulers, named Jairus, came, and when he saw Jesus, he fell at his feet and pleaded earnestly with him, "My little daughter is dying. Please come and put your hands on her so that she will be healed and live." So Jesus went with him, and a large crowd followed and pressed around him. And a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years. She had suffered a great deal under the care of many doctors and had spent all she had, yet instead of getting better, she grew worse. When she heard about Jesus, she came up behind him in the crowd and touched his cloak, because she thought, "If I just touch his clothes, I will be healed." Immediately her bleeding stopped and she felt in her body that she was freed from her suffering. At once Jesus realized that power had gone out from him. He turned around in the crowd and asked, "Who touched my clothes?" "You see the people crowding against you," his disciples answered, "and yet you can ask, 'Who touched me?'" But Jesus kept looking around to see who had done it. Then the woman, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell at his feet and, trembling with fear, told him the whole truth. He said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering." Let's delve deeper into these words. In this story, Jesus demonstrates the immense power of faith and is ready to respond to any request for help, regardless of the circumstances. Jairus, a synagogue ruler, despite his social status and prestige, comes to Jesus with humility and faith, asking for the healing of his daughter. This shows that no matter who we are, we must approach Jesus with full trust and faith, as he responds to our humble faith, not our merits. Equally significant is the attitude of the woman suffering from bleeding, who for 12 years struggled with her illness and spent all her resources on treatment, yet found no help. Instead of seeking more remedies, she turned to Jesus with hope and faith, merely touching his cloak. This woman exemplifies that we do not have to be perfect or fully convinced for Jesus to heal us. Faith, however small, and the willingness to open ourselves to his power are enough. This simple touch, seemingly insignificant, leads to immediate healing because Jesus, knowing that power had gone out from him, noticed this act of faith. This serves as a reminder that Jesus responds to our faith rather than our efforts for perfection. It can inspire us to, in our difficulties, regardless of their nature, turn to Jesus with confidence. His power is available to anyone who seeks him with faith, and although sometimes it feels like we wait long for a response, Jesus answers our plea for help in his time. Lastly, Jesus shows that not just power but also love and compassion guide his actions. After healing the woman, instead of focusing solely on the miracle, Jesus expresses concern for her faith, assuring her of healing and blessing. This is evidence that his actions are always intertwined with love and a desire for our good. Jesus not only heals but also renews us spiritually, offering peace and healing for both body and soul. May God's grace always accompany you. Warm regards, your friend.